This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and get the latest from Alpena Community College with Don McMaster. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first two guests today are both from the Salvation Army here in Alpena. I have Amy and Kevin Cedarval. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
You're welcome. And Amy, as we're taping this today, we're in full swing of the Christmas season. Where are we as far as getting that important campaign money in that we need?
We're running a little behind what we were hoping to have. Part of it's just, it doesn't feel like Christmas. People aren't getting, even myself, I look at the house and I'm like, oh, I need to actually wrap, or I need to finish decorating, or I need to, because it just doesn't feel like Christmas yet because of the weather. It's been great and, we love it, but at the same time, it just kind of, traditionally, if you have the warmer weather or the rainy weather, the giving isn't as strong at the kettles, and we're definitely seeing that.
Okay, well, I'm not going to pray for snow for you, but hopefully people will that are eventually going to give will get out there and give. And Kevin, sometimes people think, I'm on a fixed income, on a very limited income, I've got this, I've got that, and they figure there's ways that they can't really help, but there is something that everyone can do to help.
There's so many opportunities we have in just the next couple weeks before Christmas.
Okay.
One of our biggest ones, which is something we started last year, is our match weekend. This Friday and Saturday, our goal is to match up everything up to $10,000.
Wow.
So every dollar you put in gets matched by some donors that we have coordinated, and they've asked to keep anonymous their names. So even a dollar actually equals more this weekend. Last year we did it with $5,000, and the response was so great that we decided we have to expand it.
Perfect.
We have that. We also have new this year is we have a text to give. All the modern conveniences of cell phones and everything, you just text Kettle Give to 41444, and it comes back directly to the Alpena Salvation Army. Not just those things financially. We have our angel trees are out all over town. You can take an angel tag off the tree and purchase whatever you'd like for that child. And then we also have just the opportunities to volunteer. We have December 16th is our big food sort and packing of the food baskets for the Christmas giveaway.
Okay.
And then December 21st is our actual setting up the building or the room for the toy shop the next day, which is the 22nd, and that's our biggest day probably of the season, just getting all that coordinated and all those people in the building. So it's a lot of fun.
Sounds good. And Kevin, every year, and Amy, we talk about this too, you're so prevalent out there this time of year. You listen for the bells, you see people, but people need to know that you raise most of your money right now, that you're going to be helping people with some wonderful things throughout the year. And some of those things are?
Some of those things are, we do, last year we did almost $270,000 in utilities for Alpena County to help people out and keep their power on and their heat and everything else. So that's a big thing. We have the pantry where they can come in and get food if they're running short for that month to be able to do. We do have some limited supplies of diapers for families. We also do vouchers to our thrift store, where if they need something, they can come in and chat with our client advocate, Kathy, and or Suzanne, and our business manager, if Kathy's too busy, and find out what's going on and get them what they need for free, or at least a discount if it's above the voucher price. Sometimes they'll have to kick in a little bit, but we've done vouchers. We do vouchers for clothing, we do vouchers for coats, we do vouchers for some household goods if it's needed, and those are the main things that we do.
So if someone out there, Kevin, let's say has never been to Salvation Army before to get any help, and hard times, things have happened, they've lost a job, medical bills, that happen to all of us. What would their first step be to seeing about getting help from you?
Probably the easiest thing to do is to actually call our office.
Okay.
That way we actually coordinate, it's called Call Us for Help.
Okay.
And if we're not the agency that can help with that unique need, we actually will refer you to the right agency to save you the time of, getting in the car and driving to our office and finding out, oh, you're at the wrong place, or going over to one of the other agencies. We can direct you to the right place at the first stop. And so that's probably the easiest way to get started is just call us for help. And we can either tell you, yes, we can help you with that, or go to this agency and they can help you a little better than we can.
And we want to let everyone know, of course, we can't help everyone. So there are restrictions, there's guidelines, there's all those things. And sometimes, you are going to be able to help, sometimes you're not. But the referral to other agencies that may be able to is a valuable tool because, how do you traverse that walk or, do that? You don't know how to do it. So it's really wonderful.
It can be very overwhelming to people who aren't used to it or who are new to the system per se, because there's so many different things that you have to do or so many different places to go for different things. And if you don't know, you'll probably never figure it out on your own.
Tough.
So
that's really tough. And then we mentioned the thrift store real briefly, but I just want to let people know that they need to check that out. I mean, it's packed, and I'm saying packed, with stuff, but it changes every day. So if you didn't find something today, try again. Or if you're looking for something in particular, give them a call and they'll let you know if they have it. But, go in there. The clothing is neat and clean and tidy. They have some wonderful household goods. The staff is amazing. Everyone greets you. They're friendly. They're nice. It's a very busy place. And, you're going to see your neighbors if you go there. I'll guarantee you. When I go in there, I see quite a few people that I know.
yes, it is very friendly, and we've really stressed with the staff that, our customers are important. And they've really gathered onto that and grabbed on and run with it. It's great. And we process about 2,500 items a day usually.
Amazing.
So, like you said, it is different every day. We're still in the middle of doing some remodel stuff, and there will be changes coming, and probably the first of the year they'll start seeing more and more. So,
and that income that comes from that store is very important to provide some of those wonderful services that we talked about.
Absolutely. We use the income from that for our at-risk program during the summer. We use it for our normal year-long support services stuff, so it's great.
There's still time if anyone wants to volunteer to ring the bell.
Absolutely.
I've seen some wonderful pictures in the newspaper of families, and what a great thing to do. Teach your children to be benevolent from a young age. What a wonderful thing. So how do they get signed up to ring a bell?
Just call the office. 358 Army.
2769.
Okay, we're out of time. Thank you both so much, because I know this is your job, and I know you go way above and beyond that. And thank you so much for all you do in our community.
Thank you.
Nancy.
Thank you. Please stay tuned for some information from the Alpena Senior Center following these messages. Hi, welcome back. My last guest today is Cindy Josie from the Alpena Senior Center. Good morning, Cindy.
Hi, Nancy. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. And today we want to start out talking in particular about the Meals on Wheels program. We can call it Meals on Wheels.
We can. It's no longer home delivered meals. We have recently joined up with the National Organization of Meals on Wheels. And by collaborating with a national organization that is going to allow us opportunities to expand our program, to improve our program. I'm not, it's fairly new to us, so I'm not really sure about how all of that's going to work, but it's definitely going to open some doors for us, and we're really excited about that. Last year, the Senior Center delivered over 74,000 meals.
Amazing.
And that was in our last fiscal year. So we hope to be able to do even more, because we know there are a lot more people out there in need.
Oh, yes.
That maybe don't know about us. Just the fact that we couldn't call ourselves Meals on Wheels, I think people didn't realize that that's basically what it was. Now we can actually say we're Meals on Wheels, so I think that people are going to recognize that and help our program to expand.
And you call it Meals on Wheels, but if you know about the program, there's so much more than just having a meal delivered. Somebody comes into your home, they're checking on you, they're making sure the food in your refrigerator is safe, they're making sure that you're safe, they check the house for anything that may not be safe, and they can alert family members. If you're not answering the door, they have a system where they can call people to make sure that that person is being followed up on.
Absolutely, all of those things are important. Some of our Meals on Wheels people, one of the main reasons that they are getting Meals on Wheels is because they have no one in the area, and at least this way someone is checking on them at least once a day to know that they're okay. Yeah, that's really an important.
And that
important part of the
socialization, when
problem.
they bring that food in and say, hey, Mr. So-and-so, how are you today? You know, is everything okay? You know, do I need to make any notes here on anything? And, hey, you
Yep.
didn't drink that yesterday. What's going on?
Absolutely.
You know, and I know people who get them and they just sit there and watch out the window for the for the driver to come because it's so important to them in their day.
For some people, that's maybe the only person they see that day. You know, that's not always the case, but it is in some cases that they just don't have family. And we are a large county.
Lots of miles
and
in between.
A lot of miles, and some people live way out in the county and they don't have close neighbors and things like that. And that's important for me to mention too, is that we do cover the entire county.
Okay.
So no matter where you are, if you are in Alpena County, and you are not eating properly for any reason, or you just feel the need to have someone check in on you, give us a call, and Mike is our in-home assessor.
Okay.
He can come out, do an assessment, and we'll get you started and get you set up. Especially this time of year with the weather, you know, roads possibly starting to get bad or whatever. Even for some of those seniors that do drive themselves, they might be uncomfortable in bad
Right.
roads or whatever.
Right.
So give us a call, and our number is 356-3585, and we'll send Mike out and see what we can do to get you started.
Okay, and you have to read something about funding.
I do. The funding for our programs comes from the Older Americans Act, Aging and Adult Services Agency of the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, and Region 9 Area Agency on Aging. That's a lot for me to remember, so
Well,
I
it
have
is.
to
So
I have
I'm-
to read that.
I'm glad that you read it. And then going back to the meals for a moment, I know when I walk by the senior center, it's like, oh, it smells so good, it smells so good. And those home delivered meals are all wonderful homemade food cooked in your kitchen, boxed up with everything being perfect temperature and safety and all the things followed and delivered. But people can also come in for the congregate meals.
They can, and we serve 2 congregate meals Monday through Thursday,
Okay.
and 1 on Friday.
All right.
They are served at 11:30 and 4:30, and on Friday just at 11:30. So that's a good place to start. And on the Meals on Wheels part, I just want to say that within the city limits, we deliver hot meals 5 days a week.
Okay.
And with frozen meals that get you through the weekend.
Okay.
Out in the county, we deliver hot meals 3 days a week.
Okay.
Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Okay.
And on Wednesday, there are enough frozen meals delivered to get you through the other days.
Okay.
And I believe, like on Wednesday, that's when they deliver the milk and you know, different things
Okay.
that they don't need to deliver every day.
Okay, perfect.
So-
And then what's the suggested price for people to come in and pay for their food?
The suggested donation for congregate meals and Meals on Wheels is $3.50 per meal.
Okay,
We are a grant-funded program, so that is just a suggested
Okay.
donation.
so you can pay a little bit more if you'd like to help us out.
If you can donate more than that, you are more than welcome, and we will definitely appreciate it.
And that's the senior price, but if you're not a senior, please come in. You pay a little
Yep.
bit more.
Yes, I'm not 100% sure on that, but I believe it's $6.
Yeah, I think it is too.
Yeah, I think it's $6 if you're not a senior. But you know, if you want to bring your parents in and
Yeah.
like, get them used to coming into the center, your grandparents, whatever, you're more than welcome to stay and eat lunch with them. Come
And I
in
went
and
there
have
with
lunch
a
with them.
coworker a couple of weeks ago, or maybe 3 weeks ago now, just to go in, and we got in there, and we just the two of us at a table. In 10 minutes, our table was filled with people, and we were being so loud, laughing, and having so much fun
Yep.
that, you know, it's kind of people were looking at us, and I thought, what a wonderful thing. I mean, that I can come in here in 10 minutes, my table's filled with people that I don't know. I knew a few, but, you know, what a joy. It was so pleasant, and I mean, when I left there, it really made my day and my afternoon.
It's a pretty friendly atmosphere, and there's always some kind of activity going on.
Yeah, and give me an idea of some of those activities.
Well, there's lots of card games, and I'm sorry I can't really tell you days
That's
and
okay.
times because I'm not familiar with that part of it. But if anybody wants any information on it, they can call the center, and somebody there will know the answer. They have euchre games, bridge. They play pinochle.
What's that game with the cards?
Mahjong.
Mahjong.
They play Mahjong. That's on Friday afternoons. I
Okay.
do know that. They have art classes. They have
Wii bowling.
Wii bowling. That was
Bingo.
this morning. Bingo is every
Exercise
Wednesday.
classes.
They have exercise classes on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9:30.
Is there quilting too, I think?
There's a quilting group on Tuesday afternoons, or actually I think it's Tuesday morning. It's on Tuesday, I know that. There's this,
And if you
and
are,
we're trying to expand that all
right,
the time.
say
So
if you're out there and you have a hobby or something, a skill that you're really good at that you'd like to share with others in your community, call the senior center.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Get put on the schedule and
Yep.
come in and help people out. And like I said, just the laughter and the joy and the warmth and the smells that you feel when
Yep.
you walk in there, you know. It's a great place for seniors to be. And come on in and sit down, a friendly group of people. You won't be alone for long.
not for long.
Thank you very much for being here, Cindy. Look
You're
forward to
welcome.
talking to you soon.
Thanks for having me.
Please stay tuned for Dr. Don McMaster following these messages.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Dr. Don McMaster. I'm president of Alpena Community College, and I'm pleased to have as our guest today Wendy Brooks, who's the Dean of Learning Resources and Media at Alpena Community College and our accreditation coordinator. That's a full plate. So greetings.
Thank you.
So what does an accreditation coordinator do?
Well, I myself am trying to put all the information together to prepare for our site visit in September of 2017. We have that coming up, and so I'm preparing all the information that we need to provide for the site team when they come on site, and preparing all the information for accreditation that will be sent to the team to review before they come on board. We used to have the self-study that they used to call the preparation for the accreditation team. And this is what it looked like in the past. And it was a lot of information put together in a booklet form that the site team would look over when they came on to the campus. Currently, we have what's called an assurance system, which is a computerized program where we enter all of the data for the criteria so that the reviewers can look at that before they come on site. And it's really well designed because you can go right into each criteria and write the information of evidence that shows that our institution has what is needed for accreditation. And they have 5 areas that we look at. The mission is considered first, the mission of the college, and of course Alpena Community College, our mission is to meet lifelong learner needs by providing educational opportunities through effective stewardship of resources.
Very good.
The second part is our operations of our college, the integrity, our policies, our procedures. Number 3 has to do with teaching. Number 4 has to do with learning and evaluation of that teaching. And the last one, number 5, has to do with our finances and our resources and how we use those within the college.
That is a very good description of what accreditation is. It's a set of common criteria that institutions of higher education, community colleges, universities were under the same criteria as University of Michigan, for instance. And so you're preparing our response to those criteria. And how
yeah.
often does that happen?
Well, this site visit happens once every 10 years, but I started on this process about 3 years ago, and it's amazing how much information there is to gather, and it's helped me to understand our institution, all of the good things that we have going for us as far as accreditation and the way that we run business at Alpena Community College. And the people have been so helpful. Whenever I go to someone to ask for information, I have come to a new stage of admiration for the people I work with and all the information that they are able to share and provide as evidence for our accreditation.
That's wonderful. I recognize that that binder that was 10 years ago. I was doing what you're doing now,
Yes.
and I recognize it's a big job. It's an important job. For folks that aren't familiar with accreditation of institutions of higher education, why is it important?
It's a standard that we want to meet, so that others who apply for our institution realize that we do have that standard, that we have met that standard, and that it's important to us to provide whatever is necessary to ensure a positive academic experience.
And on a pragmatic nuts and bolts level, if we don't have accreditation, then our federal financial aid is in question. We can't offer Pell Grants and things of that nature, and 40 or 50% of our students access those resources.
Very important.
So what you're doing is going to keep the doors open.
Wonderful.
Or closed. No stress, no
No,
pressure.
not at all. We'll do fine.
Yes,
I have every
yeah,
confidence of
yeah,
that.
we will do fine. You're doing great. So tell us a little bit about your work in other accreditation areas. It's been a busy year.
It really has. When legislation was passed by the Michigan legislature, the House Bill 4496, on December 13th of 2012, we were informed that community colleges could provide certain areas of baccalaureate. So we applied for a baccalaureate degree in utility tech. And we started the process. We actually went to a conference at Lake Michigan College back in 2012. You and I attended that.
Yes, we sure did.
To get the information about how the procedure and the process would work in getting a baccalaureate approved. And so we submitted an application in 2015, and the team from the Higher Learning Commission came on site in June of 2015, and we were given actual approval in August that we may go ahead and pursue a baccalaureate degree at Alpena Community College for utility tech. We're really excited about that.
Yes, that is, well, it's the first one we've ever offered, and it's one of the first that's been offered by community colleges in this state. So we're leaders in that area. Electrical systems technology will allow our students to, who get an associate in applied science degree to begin as juniors to track into a 4-year degree. And you had a lot to do with preparing the internal team to be ready for the site visit. To reflect on that for a minute.
Well, again, it was, I was really nervous about it because I had never been through a site visit like this. And of course, it was a whole new program, and not knowing how many people had gotten this type of baccalaureate degree approved, it was like maybe we were kind of setting the stage for other schools. But again, the staff was so wonderful. Everyone came together with the information that was necessary, and the site team was very impressed with the information that we provided and how well prepared we are to prepare this provide the baccalaureate degree.
Yes, yeah, good work in that area.
Thank you.
And there's one last piece of accreditation work that's out there hanging. Maybe next week we might find out whether the advanced certificate in utility tech will be approved by the HLC. What can you tell the viewers about that?
Well, it's very exciting, again, that we have so much support for our utility tech program. Consumers Energy is very supportive, and they have offered to teach many of the classes that we would like to provide for this advanced certificate in utility tech. And because of their involvement and the fact that they teach so much of the program, we need to have the Higher Learning Commission approve this. And we're hoping for that approval December 15th.
Very good. That will be a great opportunity for our students to articulate directly into an apprentice program run by consumers, which is a huge deal, you know. Thank you for all you do for Alpena Community College and your work in accreditation, and thank you for viewing Talk of the Town. We'll look forward to seeing you next week.
This has been Talk of the Town with your hosts, Nancy Smitham and Don McMaster. For a list of events taking place in Northeast Michigan, please visit our website at wbkb11.com and click on the community link. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.
The Talk of the Town furniture and set design are provided by Young Appliance Art Van Furniture on US 23 South in Alpena.